Welcome to the June 4th, 2025 Penfield Town Board Legislative Meeting. Councilwoman Lee, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Candace. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Barry is absent. Lee.
Here.
Leenhouts.
Here.
Ockenden.
Here.
Teglash.
Here.
Okay, so we got a busy night tonight. We have some presentations, so I'm going to go out of character and move to the podium. This is nice, getting out from behind the dais. Look at that. It's fun out here. So first, I'd like to call the members of the PVA, or Penfield Volunteer Ambulance. On May 17th, this group was recognized with the Service Awards at the annual PVEA Awards Banquet, and tonight we'll formally honor this group, and we want to express our gratitude for all you do for Penfield. And when I call your name, please stand and come to the front if you'd like, and we'll take a group picture after I announce each winner. And Town Board, why don't you come up, and then we'll do the pictures as we go through this. Then I won't have you kind of go back and forth, too. So first award that I want to recognize, the Outstanding Service Award, George McCullough. This is PVA's highest honor. This award recognizes an individual who has consistently upheld the integrity and vision of PVA through exceptional service over time. And I have a certificate, right? No? Picture? Okay. All right. Picture first, George.
We'll have you in the middle here since you're the star of the hour. All right. Yeah, just shift over. You just go to the right of Jeff. Yep. And then we'll have Bob, if you just want to come to the right of Linda. That'll be all set. There we go. All right. Ready? 1, 2. One more. Ready? 1, 2. Perfect. Thank you.
Oh, I forgot I have a parting gift, George. George, don't leave. So it's on behalf of Don Alhart, and I'll explain that later. So next, the ALS Provider of the Year, Edwin Munoz. Did I say that right? Munoz Jr. Is he here tonight? Okay. So he awarded to an ALS provider who has demonstrated outstanding dedication, responsibility, professionalism, and skill in delivering pre-hospital emergency care. It's awesome. Next, we have BLS Provider of the Year, Christina Pendlebury, recognizing a BLS provider who exemplifies dedication, responsibility, professionalism, and excellence in providing pre-hospital emergency care. Thank you. All right.
You got it quick. It took you longer to walk in, didn't it?
Then we got the Explorers of the Year, Sawyer Ferraro and Anna Peroluski. This award honors explorers who have gone above and beyond in service to PVA, showing strong commitment, responsibility, and achievement in both their academic and personal development. Are they here tonight? No? Okay. All right, well, thank you very much for being here. What's that? Oh, gosh.
I'll catch her. I'll catch her.
Bring her the Tootsie Roll.
Just leave these out, so I don't.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, I think we have enough where everyone can have one when they leave. So. All right. So Terry and Don, next up. Want to welcome Teresa Mandalero and Don Alhart. Not that either of you needs much of an introduction, but Terry's graced the radio airwaves in Rochester for over 40 years, and Don had one of the most storied news careers in Rochester, spending 50 years on the air with Channel 13. You're both Rochester broadcasting icons, and along with their incredible professional careers, Terry and Don have served the community, including Penfield, for many, many years and called Penfield home. Don left, but that's okay. We're so fortunate to have each of you involved in our community. And although you're now both retired, they still remain very active, and they've been helping us at our annual Independence Day Parade. And we want to recognize for your service. We were trying to do it last year, and weather didn't cooperate, so we have a couple plaques that we'd like to present you. And before I have you come up, just as a reminder, we have our Independence Day Parade taking place Saturday, June 28th at 10 a.m. It's the start of a big day, so hopefully you can make it. All right, so we'll get you up for the picture, and don't let me forget the Tootsie Rolls. Yes, clap. Make sure I got the right name. Thank you. So how do you want to do this?
We can do it the same way. We'll have both of you be in the center, and we'll have you up right here. So yeah, if you just want to stand in the center, just like everyone else. That is perfect. Ready? Awesome. Thank you, guys.
You and their spouse should come up. They couldn't have that career without their spouse.
My wife doesn't like sitting, my wife doesn't like sitting next to the person standing next to me.
Oh, thank you.
I can't get it because it's not open. Your passcode went, Doug, your passcode went bad.
Everyone can just take a little step.
83?
There we go. All right, ready? 1, 2, and 1 more. 1, 2, 3. All right, who else?
Hold on, Ricky. One, two, three, look at me, smile.
Good stuff. I don't know who's going.
That's me. Thank you.
I wasn't gonna.
Thank you, sir.
Take your phone, but you know.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, and you need your,
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
See ya.
About my teacher, one of my high school teachers.
Yeah?
This is his teacher.
Treat her well.
oh.
I'll remember that. Oh, yeah.
No, he wants.
I got her. I got her. So finally tonight, we have a proclamation to be presented acknowledging the hard work and dedication of the members of the Daughters of American Revolution, Mary Fellows Penfield Chapter. Thank you for joining us tonight. This group has dedicated countless hours to identifying 10 Revolutionary War soldiers buried in Penfield at Oakwood Cemetery. Through this work, the legacy of these brave men continue to be honored and remembered. And as we prepare to celebrate our nation's 250th birthday, the Mary Fellows Chapter will be placing special grave markers for the 10 soldiers buried in Oakwood Cemetery this fall. With that, Deputy Town Supervisor Ockenden, can you read the proclamation for me, please?
Sure. Honoring Penfield's Revolutionary War heroes, whereas the Daughters of the American Revolution Mary Fellows Penfield chapter was formed in Penfield in 1974. Whereas since that time, the chapter has proudly served the Penfield community through volunteer activities focused on patriotism, preserving American history, and securing America's future through better education for children. And whereas members of the Penfield chapter have diligently researched American Revolutionary War patriots buried in the Penfield area with a goal of honoring and remembering this group for the heroic service. And whereas 10 soldiers buried in the Oakwood Cemetery have been identified. This includes Harrington Baker, Isaac Beatty, Samuel Lewis Brooks, Thomas Brooks, Elisha Fulman, William Owen, Henry Paddock, Daniel Penfield, Othniel Preston, and Lebbeus Ross. And whereas in partnership with the American Legion Bremen Post, members of the chapters will be placing markers on the graves of the 10 soldiers in the fall of 2025 to recognize their service as our country approaches its 250th birthday. Now be it resolved, the Town of Penfield is fortunate to have dedicated volunteers from the Mary Fellows Penfield chapter who are committed to honoring and preserving our nation's rich history. And be it further resolved, the Penfield Town Board is proud to recognize Mary Fellows Penfield chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution for this important work. This is signed by Supervisor Jeff Leenhouts, Kevin Berry, Councilman, Candace Lee, Councilwoman, Bob Ockenden, Councilman, and Linda Teglash, Councilwoman. Thank you.
Thank you. I know you wanted to say a couple things? Yes. Yeah.
In 1974, 12 women formed the Mary Fellows Penfield chapter, named after Mary Fellows Penfield. As you know, Daniel was the founder of Penfield. In honor of the bicentennial, these 12 women researched the 10 soldiers. And so now, in preparation for America 250, we're celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States. It will be ongoing till 2033. That was the length of the American Revolution. So we ask you, when we're ready to put the markers, we ask you to join us and celebrate. We are so thankful to the American Legion Bremen Post. They provided us with the funds to be able to purchase the markers. We will be cleaning the markers this fall. If you want to come and join us, we will be doing that to honor them. We'll be showing the cemetery how we can clean the markers. So this is our start of our celebration of America 250. Thank you.
This is Dan Alpert's teacher.
Is he a good boy?
Oh, come and get your Tootsie Rolls.
Did that really bring me
Yeah.
Fun night out there.
Yeah, I was gonna
I know.
say, let's keep
Down the drain. Down the drain, really. Sewers.
Yeah, right. That was good.
We're like,
Hi. Sorry.
Okay, that was fun.
Yeah.
So I think we have announcements. Yes, Communications and announcements. All right, we'll start with Councilwoman Lee.
Good evening. I was just joking with Linda and Bob that we've had so much fun to start off the evening, and now it's all going down the drain because most of the agenda tonight is for sewers. So,
No pun
Boom.
intended.
two announcements for me. Penfield Town offices will be closed on June 19 in observance of Juneteenth, as well as July 4th in observance of Independence Day. Penfield Public Library will be adjusting their hours for the summer. Please check the website for hours of operation. The library will be closed on Sundays throughout the summer, in effect until August 24th. I do have one additional announcement. Whenever I can, I try to support young and up-and-coming artists, especially where there is a shared culture. And I have a pen tonight from one of those artists, actually several pens. He was featured on WXXI Rochester sharing his story, and I'm pleased to say that he's in attendance tonight. Jake Weishaar. He is a wood turner here locally. He makes fantastic pens, custom pens, bowls, and keychains, all sorts of things. Fantastic artist. Thanks so much, Jake.
Very
That's
nice.
cool. Okay.
Love that.
Councilman Ockenden, announcements, please.
Yes, I have a few. Town of Penfield's hosting a brush drop-off event at 2143 Gloria Drive, Saturday, June 14th from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Please note this event will not accept large stumps, leaves, grass clippings, concrete, or other debris. Additionally, contractors are not permitted to dump materials unless the town resident accompanies them for whom they're doing the work for. Saturday brush drop-offs will happen once a month through November. If you have any questions or for further details, you can contact our Department of Public Works. Also, the 33rd Annual Charity Golf Tournament will be Monday, June 16th from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Shadow Lake, 1850 5 Mile Line Road. This event is sponsored by the Penfield Parrington Kiwanis Club, the Penfield Rotary Club, and the Town of Penfield. This charity tournament generates funds to assist those in our community, especially children who need food, shelter, comfort, and healing. What's unique about this tournament is 100% of the net funds raised will go directly to those in need. So grab your golf clubs and join us for fun, networking, and philanthropy. To register as a sponsor or a golfer, you may visit www.penfieldparringtonkiwanis.org/golf tournament by June 9th. Don't miss a chance to make a difference in lives of those in our community. And then I just have one last one. The Town of Penfield is seeking applications for open positions within the Department of Public Works. Current employment opportunities include part-time animal control officer, an automotive mechanic, skilled laborers for parks and highway, a part-time security guard, and sewer construction inspector. To apply or find out more information on these positions, visit penfield.org/employment. Thank you.
Thank you. Linda?
The Penfield Music Festival and Food Truck Rodeo will take place on Friday, June 6th from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Penfield Amphitheater and Kiwanis Stage behind Town Hall. Enjoy the line of food trucks, which includes Smoothies Plus, Shoots Fried Cake Mobile, Big Papa Tacos, Rock Boulevard, and Tony's Wood Fire Pizza. Experience captivating music performances by the Penfield School District students from 4:30 to 8. Performance times are available at penfield.org/events. The music festival is free and open to the public. This is the town's kickoff of its summer music series. So come out this Friday, June 6th, for a memorable evening of food, music, and community. Our summer concert series. Join us as we kick that off on Friday. Enjoy a full season of live performances for all ages every Tuesday evening at 6:30 p.m. The amphitheater is behind the Penfield Town Hall at 3100 Atlantic Avenue in Veterans Memorial Park. Bring a blanket or a lawn chair, sit back, and take in the music under the big open sky. For the full concert schedule, you can visit penfield.org/events. We'll see you at the show. June 14th, Saturday, June 14th, 9 a.m., join the Penfield Trails Committee for their June hike at Whiting Road Nature Preserve on Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. The Whiting Road Nature Preserve consists of approximately 240 acres with various ecosystems, making it a beautiful area to enjoy nature. There will be some moderate hills with roots. Meet at the parking lot, look for the hike signs. Though the event is free of charge, pre-registration is required through penfieldrec.org.
Thanks, Linda. So I have a couple. So the American Legion Bremen Post honors military veterans by having bricks placed at the memorial. You can purchase a brick and honor a veteran that you know or a military serviceman. You can find out more information at penfield.org/veteransmemorial. And then big event coming up at the end of June that I mentioned a little bit before. It's our Independence Day celebration, Saturday, June 28th. Parade starts at 10. Music will start at Harris Wayland Park at 6 o'clock. Bach to Rock, and then Northside Johnny at 8, and then fireworks display at 10 o'clock. Should be great and guaranteed good weather this year, hopefully. Okay.
Amy?
Yes, thank you. I wasn't going to forget.
Okay, so I have two. School will be out soon, and kids will be looking for a great way to spend a summer day. Family members can head to Rothfuss Park and explore the Farm Walk, a adventure that brings local history to life. Originally a working farm, Rothfuss Park now offers kids the chance to discover old-time tools, animals, and crops that once filled this land. Kids can pick up a Farm Walk map at the box near the lower playground and start exploring. Each month, June, July, and August, will feature a brand new theme to keep the fun fresh. Those who complete all 3 walks can bring their map to Penfield Recreation to earn their very own I Walk the Rothfuss Farm t-shirt. Gather the family and enjoy a little sunshine, history, and hands-on learning right here in Penfield. And lastly, in partnership with the Monroe County Department of Health, a free rabies clinic will be held on Saturday, June 14th, from 10 to 12 at the DPW Complex, 1607 Jackson Road. We will also be offering for the very first time dog licensing for Penfield residents only, and just bring your normal items that you would for the dogs, which would be your proof of rabies vaccination, and if the dog has been spayed or neutered. For more information, email rabies@monroecounty.gov or visit the Monroe County website at www.monroecounty.gov/EH-rabies, or you can always call me at 585-340-8629 or email me at Steklof@penfield.org. Thank you.
All set? Thanks, Amy. All right. So this evening we have one public hearing. I'd like to ask the town clerk to call the first public hearing.
Okay. To consider a proposed local law to amend Town Code Chapter 180, which is sewers, as Candace said. The legal notice was published in the Webster Herald on May 21st and May 28th, 2025, posted on the town's website and town clerk bulletin board. No postcards were mailed due to this being a town-wide action.
Thank you. Before we open it up to public comments, I'll ask our Superintendent of Sewers, Alex Fasanella, to provide a brief overview. Thanks, Alex.
Good afternoon. The Chapter 180 Code of the Town of Penfield requires updates to ensure clarity of regulations and to improve the organization of the code requirements and updates references to applicable standards of design, installation, and maintenance. The Town of Penfield Board is considering a local law to replace the existing chapter with new regulations that are better organized and that enhance the overall clarity and effectiveness of the requirements. So it's to simplify and kind of make it more user-friendly for everybody so they can understand what's required for the sewer use and what's required for connecting the sewers and the maintenance and everything that's involved with the sewers within the town.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, do we have anybody signed up for this public hearing?
We do not.
Okay, seeing none, I'd like to close this public hearing. Thank you. This evening, we have a public information session about sidewalks around our community. Director Valentine, will you please lead this discussion? Thank you.
And no postcards were mailed due to this also being considered a townwide action.
Good evening, Board. So this is our annual time to reach out to the public and ask where they'd like to see sidewalks. We do this annually. We have a lot of comments we've received last year. Obviously, suggestions, locations we haven't gotten to yet. We'll keep those on the list. But this is the time we put out to the public. Where else would you like to see sidewalk connections? We're starting our active transportation plan, so that's going to marry into this as well as connecting parks, having a lot of requests for shared bikeways, as well as pedestrian areas. So I've been collecting stuff thus far, but tonight is one opportunity for the public to comment. Other opportunity, obviously, we've got the website. You can put your comment in there. Email engineer@penfield.org if you want to email it in, or you can call me at the office and share your comments. We'll collect those over the next several weeks, and then we'll bring this back to a work session for the board. So these are going to be 2026 sidewalks. Just to clarify, we're working on final approvals for the 2025 sidewalks. So just to refresh the public and everybody, we've got sidewalks proposed for 5 Mile Line, so 5 Mile north of Shoecraft on the east side of the road. And then we've got a piece east of Shoecraft on Plank Road going past Schutz's Farm, and then coming down the west side of Jackson Road. So we're working on getting the releases from all the neighbors now, easements if we need it. So we've communicated with those residents thus far and been working with them to get that in place. And then we're looking at a late summer, fall construction for that this year. So we're asking for suggestions, thoughts for next year, so then we can start doing survey work and then doing design and getting ahead of that. So.
Okay. Anybody here to speak tonight regarding sidewalks? Okay. Good weather must have had
Everybody's out walking on them and using what we've got. So, but again, please send in your comments. If you're not here tonight, that's not the end of it. Please email in if you're watching tonight, call, share however you want. We'll continue to collect those. I think last year we put them on, Matt, our GIS junior planner, will put them on a map. He had a matrix last year to look at proximity to schools and community, places of interest to, kind of help the board boil down. We always have more requests than we have money for, but we'll help summarize that for the board and then come back for their future discussion.
Awesome. Mark, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll let you get out of here. So next is public participation. Do we have anybody signed up to speak?
We do. Mary Ann Lapola.
How you doing, Mary Ann?
I'm well, how are you?
Good. Thanks, Alex.
I am here to request that the pride flag be removed from the Penfield Public Library and that a plan or code be put in place that would only allow the United States of America, the New York State, or the Town of Penfield flags to be placed on buildings owned or funded by the government. This is my reasoning. I don't have to remind you, but I will, that we are living in a very divisive time, and have been for some time now. It often appears that people are joining together over division. Many people are drawing lines in how we are different, rather than how we are the same. Some people, groups, the media, politicians are also showing bias by raising up some groups over others. This may be due to past injustices, but I believe throughout history we can see that two wrongs don't make a right. If we now try to correct past or current injustices by favoring a group who was or is discriminated against, this doesn't actually make good sense. Where would this ever end? How far does favoring one group have to go before it makes right the past? There are anti-discrimination laws, and they exist to promote individual freedoms. We can distinguish ourselves with our own lawn flags, house flags, T-shirts, bumper stickers, or on our businesses into whatever subdivisions we desire. But preferential messaging is not the government's job. The government must remain neutral. As Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg said in 2017, when speaking to a group of immigrants who were taking the oath of the United States citizen, after the words, "We the people of the United States," the Constitution sets out the aspiration to form a more perfect union, making ever more vibrant our national motto, E pluribus unum, out of many, one. Our challenge, our Town of Penfield's challenge, is to form a more perfect union of diverse people into a cohesive town working together. This is our challenge, and this should be our aspiration. Libraries, being a function of local government, should focus on their core mission of providing information and resources rather than engaging in what may be perceived as political statements or preferential treatment. I believe our unity is imperative, and that is easily begun by simply flying the flags on our town buildings where there are no differences, where out of many we are one. The United States of America, New York State, or Town of Penfield flags, because we are all Penfielders living in the state of New York in the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mary Ann, would you like to share your statement so I can put it as part of the record? It's up to you.
Yes. Oh, what? What did you say?
Your statement
do you
that
wanna
just
leave it
read,
with us?
Would you like to?
Yeah. Thank you. All right, thanks. All right, we have a few additions to the agenda tonight, I think 4 in total. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. But
So
yes, we have 3.
I have additions to the agenda, Supervisor. We had a public hearing tonight on the proposed local law to amend Town Code Chapter 180 for sewers, and because there was no participation on that topic, I should say, or any opposition voiced, I will ask Supervisor any feedback online that you've received in the interim?
No.
Town board members, any emails or concerns, calls, or any residents voicing objection to the amendment?
No.
Nope.
And I did not receive any either. Then in the name of, or in the matter of efficiency, I'd like to propose 4 new resolutions to effectuate the change to our sewer code, resolutions 25T-120 through 123, please.
And then we have an addition, 25T-119, authorization to maintain properties and assess charges to the 2026 tax bill. Is that
I think we might have that as 120.
Okay, so if I can interject.
Sure.
I believe for the sewers, it's 120 through 122, unless you got a 23 from somebody.
Right.
No, the number is blank itself, so I just put
You
it
should
in.
have, I apologize, you should have had the number, but they're number 120 through 122. And then the one that Jeff is mentioning is 119, about assessing charges. And I'll need seconds for all of them.
Okay.
So if there's no objection, you can add those to the agenda by unanimous consent.
Okay. Okay, we all agree?
So 119?
119 and then 120.
Through 122,
122.
and who would
I'll-
second
If
that?
that's a
Yeah, you
motion
don't
by,
even need to second it.
No?
If there's no objection, you could amend it by unanimous consent. That's the easiest way to do it.
Okay.
Then you don't need to vote.
Well, there wouldn't be a vote. Consent.
So moved, or?
Okay.
okay.
All right, great. Next item is approval of the minutes for the May 7th legislative meeting of the town board. Any additions, any comments?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from May 7th.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Lee,
Aye.
Leenhouts,
Aye.
Ockenden,
Aye.
Teglash.
Aye.
4 ayes.
So next item is petitions. Any petitions? Okay, we'll get into resolutions by function, law and finance.
Okay. Authorization for supervisor to sign a license and hold harmless agreement to allow a memorial bridge within a drainage easement at 1401 Empire Boulevard.
Moved as written.
Second.
Roll call.
Lee,
Aye.
Leenhouts,
Aye.
Ockenden,
Aye.
Teglash.
Aye.
4 ayes. Authorization for supervisor to sign a license and hold a harmless agreement to allow a fence within a sanitary storm sewer easement at 7 Readonna Lane.
Moved as written.
Second.
Lee,
Aye.
Leenhouts.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
Teglash.
Aye.
4 ayes. Authorize the supervisor to sign an intermunicipal agreement with Monroe County for the purchase of fuel.
So moved.
Second.
This resolution is to renew our existing contract. It is through August 31st, 2026. It's an intermunicipal agreement with the Monroe County for continued fuel.
Lee,
Aye.
Leenhouts.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
Teglash.
Aye.
4 ayes. Awarding a contract for selective demolition and dismantling of the Clark Road barn.
So moved.
Second.
The town solicited bids for selective demolition of the Clark Road barn with 2 specific options detailed in the bid documents for different types of specific demolition. Upon the recommendation of the Clark Road Barn Advisory Committee, as well as multiple work sessions on this matter between the board and the staff, we've reviewed Durable Demolition LLC as the lowest responsive bidder, and this resolution is to award the contract for option A in an amount not to exceed $50,000, and this will be for the careful and selective dismantling of the barn, trying to ensure the integrity of each of the pieces for either reuse or some other purpose in the future. Regardless of whatever the future decision is by this board or any other board, that barn does need to come down for public safety reasons, for insurance reasons, for a slew of other reasons. And we're taking this step at least to, again, bring it down safely and in a very specific, selective manner.
And that selective manner will be documenting what they're taking down, how it fits, and they'll catalog that. To be determined, can it be reassembled or do we use it for other things?
Lee,
Aye.
Leenhouts.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
Teglash.
Aye.
4 ayes.
And before we continue, I just want to share that it's related, but not related to the vote, that the Greater Rochester Plein Air Painters have a display up at the Barnes & Noble in Pittsford that has many renditions and paintings of that Clark barn. So some beautiful, beautiful pictures,
That's cool.
paintings.
Okay. 25T-112, authorize the supervisor to sign an intermunicipal agreement with the Penfield Central School District.
Moved as written.
Second.
Lee,
Aye.
Leenhouts.
Aye.
Ockenden.
Aye.
Teglash.
Aye.
4 ayes. Get through this whole thing. sorry. Bear with me. Okay. Authorization for supervisor to sign a license and hold a harmless agreement to allow stairs to an elevated deck within a drainage easement at 58 Saldo Lane.
Moved as written.
Second?
Lee?
Aye.
Leenhouts?
Aye.
Ockenden?
Aye.
Teglash?
Aye.
4 ayes. Budget transfers for the general fund.
So moved.
Second.
By this resolution, the town board is authorizing for certain transfers to the general fund. This is to have an up-to-date budget in relation to current income and expenditures. These are budget transfers for 2025 only, listed in the areas of facilities, salary, animal control, parks, security.
Okay. Lee?
Aye.
Leenhouts?
Aye.
Ockenden?
Aye.
Teglash?
Aye.
4 ayes. Amending the electrical contract for the construction of the Alpheus Clerk House renovation project.
Moved as written.
Second.
And I'll just quickly mention, this was an item we discussed at the last work session. It's a change order for the project there at the Alpheus Clerk House, basically replacing a couple of the pre-existing light poles. It was decided that changing those out will make them match all the other work that's taking place there.
And I do want to add, because I wasn't at that work session, but I did watch, that it's not just aesthetics, it's those lampposts are 40 years old. New lampposts will also provide more lighting. It will cover a greater area.
Lee?
Aye.
Leenhouts?
Aye.
Ockenden?
Aye.
Teglash?
Aye.
4 ayes. State Environment Quality Act seeker, review and determination associated with the transfer of land between 1607 Jackson Road and 1545 Jackson Road.
Moved as written.
Second.
And I'll just quickly note, this too was a topic at the last work session. This and the next resolution, 117, are related. The town board is considering authorizing the transfer and acquisition of an equal amount of land between town property at 1607 Jackson Road and 1545 Jackson Road, which is property owned by Penfield Volunteer Ambulance. So this is basically a swap of land that will clean up that boundary around Penfield Ambulance base there. So thank you.
Mr. Supervisor, before you vote, if I could just note for the record that I've recused myself on these two resolutions due to representing both the town and the ambulance. So separate counsel represented each party in these transactions.
Okay, thank you. All right, Amy?
Okay. Lee?
Aye.
Leenhouts?
Aye.
Ockenden?
Aye.
Teglash?
Aye.
4 ayes. Authorizing transfer of land between 1607 Jackson Road and 1545 Jackson Road.
Moved as written.
Second.
Lee?
Aye.
Leenhouts?
Aye.
Ockenden?
Aye.
Teglash?
Aye.
4 ayes. Authorization to post temporary no parking signs.
Moved as written.
Second.
I want to share that this is for our Independence Day celebrations, that the town will put up signs for the duration of the celebration, parade and festivities. The following roads will have signs for no parking either on both sides or on one side of the street. Those roads are Harris, Whalen Park, Baird Road, Gephardt Road, Peachtree Road, Hotchkiss Circle, Wheelock Road, Kenmont Drive, Henderson Drive, Avonmore Way, Hidden Meadow, Hillrise Drive, Lazy Trail, Valley Green Drive, Valley Green Circle, Maple Hill Farm Road, Maple Leaf Circle, Timber Glen Trail, Woodside Drive, Harmon Road, and Harris Whalen Park Road.
And for the record, I'll note that this is being brought by Councilperson Teglash in Barry's absence.
Yes. Okay. Lee?
Aye.
Leenhouts?
Aye.
Ockenden?
Aye.
Teglash?
Aye.
4 ayes. No old business.
Okay, we have the new business.
Authorization to maintain properties and assess the charges to the 2026 property tax bills.
So moved.
Second.
The Town of Penfield maintains certain properties that are deemed to not comply with our code requirements, and so we maintain those properties for safety, health protection, general welfare. These are for both residential and commercial properties, and the charges or the cost expense of that maintenance is then assessed to that property tax bill. We are updating, rather than having to update the list of those types of properties by address, we are authorizing the necessary staff to go ahead and do those, updating the board with the running list after, but it enables them to act more quickly and respond to any general welfare concerns.
Lee?
Aye.
Leenhouts?
Aye.
Ockenden?
Aye.
Teglash?
Aye.
4 ayes. State Environmental Quality Review Act seeker, review and determination associated with the local law to amend Penfield Town Code Chapter 180 sewers.
So moved.
Second.
The next 3 resolutions, as I explained earlier, are as there were no objections or public participation on the matter to amend our Chapter 180 for sewers. These 3 resolutions will allow the DPW, Building and Zoning, Engineering and Planning to implement and enforce certain codes. It brings all entities, including restaurants that are currently out of compliance. It allows those departments to work with them more swiftly to then bring them into compliance. A prime example of this was a restaurant on Empire Road that did not have a grease basin trap, thereby it was like a ticking time bomb for our sewer basins there, and it's close to Irondequoit Bay, and so we wanted to again amend the code so that our staff can handle matters appropriately.
Lee?
Aye.
Leenhouts?
Aye.
Ockenden?
Aye.
Teglash?
Aye.
Adopt a local law to amend Chapter 180 sewers of the Penfield Town Code.
Moved as written.
Second.
Lee?
Aye.
Leenhouts?
Aye.
Ockenden?
Aye.
Teglash?
Aye.
4 ayes. Designating town staff authorized to uphold Chapter 180 sewers.
Moved as written.
Second.
Lee?
Aye.
Leenhouts?
Aye.
Ockenden?
Aye.
Teglash?
Aye.
4 ayes.
Is that it? Okay, wow. Anything else, Town Board? So I'll conclude this Town Board meeting at 7:17. We have our next meeting coming up on July 2nd. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.